Okay, for the last 3 days, I've been working on put a coating on my roof, and this is what I'm using. And the reason I choose this product is because it's got a lifetime on it and 100% waterproof, and it's supposed to reflect the UV rays to keep your roof cool. What happened to my roof is it's made of shingle, but I see all the sand or the grit start falling all over the place. So I say to myself, man, if I don't do anything, eventually that roof going to deteriorate, and I have to replace them. So I'm looking for some kind of super glue to hold those sand or grit onto the shingle to prevent it from falling out when it rains. So I run to this product. It's the most expensive I find at Home Depot. But I run to a couple customers who bought it and told me that this stuff worked great compared to the cheaper stuff. So I finished. This is my fourth bucket, so it should be the last one. The tool that I'll be using is I'm using a roller with the extension. Okay, and make sure the roller you get the heavy duty type, okay, because this is the same roller that I use, because this area here have to be strong, because a lot of times you go up there, you pushing, you use a lot of force when you try to cover your shingle with these coating. Actually, you actually paint your roof with this coating, okay, and the roller, I don't know what the heck to call this, right? But try to use the thickest one that you can find, like this one here. I use a 1 1/4 inch. That is the thickest one that I can find at Home Depot. Okay, because the thicker it is, it's better. Because the shingle is very rough surface, so that way you get a good coat on there. Okay, because if you use the cheap kind, this tendency of roll out when you roll it, and this thing will bend when you try to push it. Okay, here I am on the roof. Look like I have like 3/4 of them done. So the last one is this gray area right here. The other one, the one that already done, called hay gray. Okay, so this is a over 20 years old roof, because I lived here 20 years when I bought this house, and I know when I bought this house the roof wasn't newly replaced. But anyway, every year I come up here and I check these nails, and I cover the nail head with it, because I believe that if the nail rusts, eventually it's going to leak. So I cover with the tar, okay? If I see the nail like coming up, or the part of the shingle come up, I would take the nail out. I dip it in this tar that they sell also at Home Depot. This black tar, I think it's made out of same company, Henry. Now I dip it in there, and I push the nail back in. If it's too loose, I replace the nail. But I always cover the nail head with this tar, so it stops water from zipping in through the rust. Okay, so I've been doing that for 20 years. I do it like every year when I come up here. Of course, during the summertime, because when you do in summertime, in wintertime, that's when your raining take place, right? So you do it in the summer, you kind of like prepare that year. So that's what I've been doing, and so far I'm happy with what I've been doing. And as you can see, if you can touch, well, you don't see it much up here, but like down here, I guess it's washed out. Like this is an area where I see it's look like it's cracked, so I just put this stuff on, this tar stuff on. So this is what I'm talking about. I see a lot of these all over the place. Of course, I just washed this roof down, But you know, I see them all over the sidewalk and when it rains. So this is where I this coating come in handy, because number one is kind of like hold these sand or grit onto the shingle to make it last longer. If I can find a way to extend this, you know, why replace a roof when you don't have to, eh? Yep. So yeah. So I only got a quarter of my my roof to go, and so far I'm really happy with it. Okay, so number one, I found it easy for me is wear a thick glove. Okay, I take it off just to show you on the camera, and of course it's I need, you know, I need two hands doing this, but for the camera picture purpose or video purpose, I take off my glove and show you my technique. Okay, of course you always after you dip it in, and you just, what I do is on these edge, I just, I mean, it seems easy, but when you have two hands, you have to push it down to make sure these things cover, the coating cover the gap. And, you know, as you see, sometimes it pick this thing up. So what I do, I just roll it down one way like that, okay? That way it won't pick it up. And you just, I do like 5 per dip. So every time I dip this thing in the paint bucket, I count 5 square, okay? And sometimes I'm able to squeeze 6 out of it. But that's how I do it. And, you know, I should be finished this today. And it usually take me about 3 hours to finish that bucket, okay? So try to do it where it's nice and cool. Don't do it in the you know, high afternoon where the roof is hot, because when it's hot, you put these down, it's evaporate really fast. Okay, so try to do it when it's nice and cool. I mean, that's my technique. But of course, you know, everybody have their own. So that's it. I'm gonna put my thick glove back on. Okay, use a thick glove, because otherwise you're gonna get blister pushing these things. And I'm going to put these on and finish up. Okay, I'm done covering all the roof, that coating. So this it's done about 2 weeks ago, so it's nice and dry. So I'm going to give it a test to see how this thing interacts with water. And I don't know if it's show on the camera, but as you can see, the water just bounce off it like you spray it on plastic, or in this case silicone. I have to go back after I rolled it on. I have to go back filling these gaps up to make sure all these gaps are covered, because on my roof some of these gaps are, you know, deeper than other, and I end up using 2 extra bucket of 5 gallon. So so far it looked pretty good, because it's kind of like sealed up the area to stop the wind. And now I heard a couple of people that I talked to when I bought this product that the reason they like this product, because it doesn't crack like the other cheaper one. Junk, as they put it, because you know, you put them on, and when it dry, you walk on it and start cracking, and then when it crack, water or moisture get in, and then it get worse. So I hope this not the case for these products. So far it looked really good, and as you look closely and see, I try to fill the gap, and sometimes I guess I put on a little too much. So basically I rolled it on, and I leave it dry for about 2 days, and then I come back and I just make sure all the gap fill up. And yeah, it's look like you put a coat of silicone on your roof. Okay, so I noticed that this roof keep my house a little cooler. You know, I can sit on this roof without, you know, when you know, the original Shingle, I can't even do it because it's hot. Okay, but this one here is still warm, but it's not that hot. And I guess that's how it keep my house cool. As my friend put it, it's gonna keep your roof cool. And they refer to this brand as Auto Cool, or is it a white cool? Yeah, Tropical Cool is the term that they use. So I don't know if you see on the camera, but you see how the water spark up. Pretty much it's like you put water on a car wash. You know, like your car, you wax it, so it pretty much bees up. So far I'm really impressed because you know, I'm just looking for some type of adhesive that can withstand the weather to hold these you know, I don't know what you call it, granule or sandy stuff from the shingle. But this one here look like it's bond to it, and so you know, it's a product say a lifetime, but I be checking on this roof every year, and if it keep going like this, you know, I may end up invest you know, put another coat on there to make it all shiny. Shiny like this. Okay, so next time I probably try the cool white or the brown, you know, but right now the gray look good. Okay, so I try a little on metal roof. You can see it right here, you know, on my roof. These, I was trying to see how it stick. Now I didn't even clean these, okay? I just brush it on because you know, I have to clean my brush. So as you can see, it stick onto the metal really well. You really have to, you know, you really have to straighten it up. Now this is just like one first coat, how you rolled it on. And if you got one of the metal roof, it's rolled really easy. Unlike the shingle, you know, it's got all the sandpaper as resistant to the roller. But on the on this, I just get one swipe, and that's the line you see on here. And yeah, I'm really impressed because I didn't even clean this roof, and look how it's stick it on. So anyway, my metal roof here for the patio didn't have any leaks. Otherwise, I would use this stuff on there. You know, it's like I say, it's stick on there. You know, it stick on there really well. And I surprised because I didn't even clean it. I just brush it on to see how well it's go on the, you know, flat surface. So it's yeah, the products seem pretty good. I hope it stay this way, so I can look forward to put additional coat on in the future. Okay, so I'm using total of 6 bucket. Okay, so for the last 2 bucket, what I do, as I told you, I use this brush here, and you know, and I use this little bucket, my kids' sands toys here that they don't use anymore. So I just dip it in, and I take it and I fill up all that crack with this brush. I recommend you do this beforehand, before you use a roller. It's probably easier that way. But by filling up this crack this way, man, it's you know, put it this way, I do it 1 bucket and I take 2 days off to wear out all the soreness, and then go back again. Okay, so and now I still try to figure out if I can save these brushes, because you know, these things harden up on you really quick. So my advice, if you're gonna do this by yourself, then do 1 bucket at a time, and you know, use a strong roller. I recommend the one that have these metal. That way, it's keep the roller in place. if you don't have this, if you have a roller, just have these two in, when you roll it, this thing it's gonna come right off, okay? Because as you can see, these rubber here or silicone is very easy to peel up on a can when you're done with it, okay? So even though it's on the roof, I show you how well it's stuck, but on plastic it's really easy. And if you're one of those Halloween creators, you pretty much can use this as a mask, okay? It's have this chemical smell to it, but as you see, it's really easy to peel off, okay? Unlike what I show you on the roof, it's really sticking. So every time I dip this in, it's put a coat on here. So as you see, you know, it's a pretty thick coat. And so this on the second bucket, the inside diameter of this bucket I use start getting smaller. So I have to use the other one, you know, yeah, and this one stay in the can. I just take that out, and as you can see, the rare spot where my hand is, I take it out and I pour it in here, and then I take this and I go and I fill up all that gap. And you know, right away, you know, you're looking at it, you know, you can see that it give a very additional coating to this plastic thing, right? So if you add all this up for 6 buckets, you probably blame me for, oh gosh, you know, you wasting maybe a quarter or half bucket of expensive silicone. But technically you just can't, when this thing harden up like skin, which, you know, I recommend when you do this, do it around 4:30 in the evening, because where I'm at, the sun not going down to about 7:30. Sunset around 7 and 7:30. So that way, you know, your roof kind of cool, and that way you can stay up there a little longer because of the cool weather of the cool roof. And these things don't harden up on you as fast as high noon. Okay. So that's my tech, and of course your safety gear. Wear a very thick glove. Okay, these are very thick glove, because a little work glove, you're gonna get blistered real quick when you use a roller, both roller and the paintbrush. Okay, so so it's been very successful experience for me. Like I say, this is the first time, and this probably the first coating. So as you can see, these are very thick roller, but when they harden up, and they will harden up on you if you take a break for a few hours. So every time I take you know, I go up there and I start with 1 bucket, and I don't come down till I finish the bucket. So, but then of course I take a day or 2 off to wear out the soreness. And when I go back up there, it's going to be new brush or new roller, okay? You know, just a roller, just this part, not the whole thing. So get yourself a strong roller, especially this edge right here, because when you push it down on it, you're going to use a lot of force. And if you got a cheap one, this thing will bend or break on you, okay? So this is a very good, it's not a really heavy duty. But, you know, this is one of the wood handle one that they sell at Home Depot. So, you know, use a good roller on there. Okay, well, I hope you enjoy watching the video. Like I say, I'm very impressed with this product, and hopefully it stay there for a few years, and I look forward to go up there and put on another coat. Thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful day.